Today I want to offer you a recipe for stuffed carp. I cook it according to my neighbor Sarah's signature recipe. The fish cooked according to this recipe turns out to be tender, juicy, and very tasty. Try to cook and your family will be delighted. We cooked several carp at the same time, so sometimes there will be 2 or 3 in the photos. Fish can be cleaned in several ways. To prevent the scales from flying all over the kitchen, fill a large bowl with water, put the carp in the water. Stick out only the tail, which is dipped in salt so that it does not slip out of your hands. And clean the scales directly in the water. We cut off the head and remove the skin. There is a very simple option. Carefully with a knife with a sharp end, cut the skin deep into about 2 centimeters and 1.5 wide. We put our finger into the hole under the skin and move it to the right and left, and the skin is quite easily separated from the meat. We do the same on the other side. In the places where the fins are located, we cut with a knife or scissors from the inside and continue to remove the skin with a stocking. When we reach the tail, we leave about 4 centimeters and cut off the spinal bone, leaving a piece of the tail with skin, meat, and bone. In order to present the carp beautifully in its finished form, you do not need to throw away the head, but keep it. Remove the gills and eyes from it. You can cut off the head and attach it when stuffing. Sometimes we just cut the head from the abdomen to the spinal bone and break it. And we leave the skin on which the head is attached. In this photo, you can clearly see how one carp's head is cut off and the second one is attached to the skin. To fill the onion, peel 2 pieces and cut them arbitrarily. Pour 100 milliliters of water and 100 milliliters of vegetable oil into a saucepan, add the onion and sprinkle it with baking soda. We put it on the fire, stirring frequently, until our mass resembles apple jam. We lower the fillet of fish into the bowl of the blender, and do not let the presence of small bones in it frighten you. After the blender and heat treatment, you will not find a single bone. We also send onions, egg yolks, and a ground cracker. We like to season with vegeta spices. If there are none, season with your favorite ones, or just salt and pepper. Whisk everything thoroughly in a blender. At the very end, add the whipped whites to fluffy peaks. Mix by hand with a spatula, carefully so as not to precipitate the proteins. At the bottom of the baking sheet, cut 2 carrots, 2 onions, sprinkle them with seasoning instead of salt. We also lay out the ridge and you can wrap the washed scales. It helps to gel the finished liquid in which the fish was baked. If you want to cut and pour the pieces of fish, we fill the skin with stuffing and put it on gauze. Cover everything with gauze. We put the fish on gauze, fill it with water so that it covers the fish and put it on the gas, covering it with foil on top. At first, the fire is large, and when it boils, reduce it to a minimum and bake for 2 hours. It can be baked in the oven. We cool the finished fish slightly, put it on a dish, and begin to decorate it to your liking. Such fish will serve as a wonderful decoration for both the festive table and the Sunday table, when the whole family gathers at a common table.